Here, there's no room for ego, no time for drama, no margin for miscommunication or error. Everybody knows their role, their duty. So when the call comes in, they work together as one to lead these men and women and serve fire chiefs around the world. It takes innovation, collaboration, and integrity. We are the preeminent global advocate for fire and emergency services. We are the International Association of Fire Chiefs, and we work together as one.
Please welcome IAFC Chief Executive Officer, Mark Light.
Good morning. It's great to be with you here today and with the theme of our conference of Inspire. And we think of the different ways we use inspire, of inspire, inspires, being inspired, inspirational. They're different tenses of the same word, but they all mean the same thing. And I think it is my role as a CEO and executive director of the association, I have a front seat position to see the many cases that this word exemplifies what this great organization does. I have the honor of working with a great board of directors, and they truly inspire each other to do what's best for the fire service. They make tough decisions. They assure the integrity of this association and make sure that the association is moving in the direction that you, the members, ask them to move it in. In order to do this, they hire and give me the ability to hire a staff. And we have a staff of about 75 people that are truly second to none. They are inspired every day, and you inspire them to do the work that they do to provide service to the IFC and to the fire service as a whole. We've been very, very fortunate over the last year to be able to put an executive staff together that truly has gelled and is looking to move the organization to new levels. We found that we had outgrown our headquarters office. The board stepped forward and agreed for us to move, and so we went from about a 13,000 to 14,000 square foot facility to a $26,000 foot, which it was $26,000, 26,000 square foot office building that is truly state of the art and is not only designed for now, but is designed for the future. As part of that, we have implemented the John Stanhope Damrell Executive Conference Center, where we can train 50 people in a classroom setting there at the IAFC headquarters. Chief Damrell is the founder of the IAFC, and we thought that was a fitting tribute to him for all that started when the IAFC was formed. Let's take a second and look at a video of our new IAFC headquarters. We welcome anyone to visit us at our new headquarters. It's about 8 miles from Dulles International Airport. So as you come into DC, give us a call. We'd love to have you come to see this great facility and what we're able to use to serve you, our members, and the IFC. Sometimes as the CEO of the organization, you need something to inspire you to maybe look at what has been accomplished. And I had something recently that inspired me to do that. Was reading a survey, and it said the IAFC has not changed in 10 years. Well, immediately you say, well, of course it's changed. How could you say the organization has not changed? But then you start thinking, well, okay, to the outward world, how would that look? So I kind of did a little self-review to see what is different now at the IFC over the past 10 years, and maybe this person is right, and maybe I'm too close to it. So I looked at some of the things that we've done. One of the disadvantages of going toward the end of the program, you've heard of a lot of them that were on my list. You've heard of the neat things that are going on that Chief Jenkins has talked about and some of the videos that we have. But there's more. There's a lot more that we do. We have a number of educational programs that 10 years ago we did not have. Currently, we are producing about 10 significant conferences and major training education programs. Okay, it's scattered from every subject from volunteer and combination officer issues to hazardous materials to EMS to incident management teams. Okay, all of those are things we're providing for the fire service. We also have 3 significant programs that really revolve around education, and those are the Women Chiefs Council, the IDELP, our IAFC Diversity Executive Leadership Program. And one that we continue to have success in is our Fire Service Executive Development Institute. That particular institute has had about 120 people go through it. It is funded by the Motorola Foundation, and we truly thank them for that funding, because without them, that program would not exist. They just approved our 7th class of people to go through that program, and we refer to that kind of as the finishing school for fire chiefs. It's what they don't teach you in the EFO. It's what they don't teach you in many of the programs around. It's the really, okay, this is the real life stuff of bringing in city managers that talk frankly. We bring in people that teach people how to go through the interview process, board of supervisor members. We bring a whole lot of things together for these folks. So you say, well, is it successful? I don't know, but right now, about 30% of the people who go through that program become fire chiefs. I put that at a pretty good success rate, and I think we'll chalk it up as a success. So we have those types of educational programs. We have almost 30 online learning and in-person instructional classes in a variety of subjects. We send people to some of the most rural areas of our great country to teach hazardous materials issues and response. We've been able to complement that with the online education to make that even better. We have programs that deal with the wildland-urban interface with our Ready, Set, Go program, where thousands of citizens in many, many departments are doing that. For me, one of the sources of pride is we actually had the Arizona Sheriff's Association adopt Ready, Set, Go. That's pretty cool to have the cops adopt our stuff. We have our volunteer workforce solution where we work with states and assist them in recruiting volunteers. We often hear the IFC is really for career chiefs. It's not. We got a lot of programs that deal with volunteers, combination departments, all the way through to our metro departments across the country. We have programs that we worked through our Safety, Health, and Survival section to address, given an NFPA 1582 physical, and made it simple where we can give a document to somebody that can hand to their doc and say, this is what a firefighter really does. We continue to give those types of things back to the fire service. And then technology, you've heard of our National Mutual Aid system. You've heard maybe of our site survey that was done on the fly during the hurricanes where the search and rescue teams were able to have an app on their phone. When they did a rescue, they could click it, it automatically geocoded it, they could take pictures of that particular incident, and it immediately pops back up on the command screen at the Emergency Operations Center. Those were things that were done within a matter of days and assisted the fire service across the country. Those are the types of things that we are doing and the things that we didn't necessarily do 10 years ago. Our social media presence seems like it comes faster than you can read it. However, it is truly the wave of the future in how we communicate in today's world. The list could go on and on. So when I think back of that survey that said nothing's changed in 10 years, I respectfully disagree. A lot has changed in 10 years. The part that is mind-boggling is to think, what's going to happen in the next 10 years? What's going to happen in the next 10 years? This just didn't happen by accident. We have a very structured way of looking at how the organization moves forward. Chief Jenkins mentioned a group of coming together of section and division leaders, IDELP and Women's Chiefs Council, and the whole group that came together in Leesburg, Virginia to develop our strategic direction document. That document is our guide for the next 2 to 3 years. It says where we're going and how we're going to get there and how we're going to know if we have success. Let's look at the video of that process and what it means for you.
We have about 90 of the IFC's leaders all come together to address leadership issues and set a strategic direction for the organization. We actually did a survey of all of our members. We received about 2,000 responses. They came back and told us what we're doing well and what services the IFC can provide for them in the future. The leaders can take that information and validate either what they think or what they know. The strategic direction gives us continuity so that we can make sure that we don't have a different direction each time we have a new president. We can give the members what they need before they even know they need it.
This document was adopted by the IAFC Board of Directors. It's available on our website if you want to see some of the things that we're going to be doing and working on. The really nice thing about it, it's adaptable because there are many things that will go on in the next 2 to 3 years that we have no idea of right now, and we have to be able to respond to that. We respond based on the facts at hand. Just this past week, the board issued a very clear statement about some actions that were totally inappropriate across this country, degrading a fire chief simply for the color of his skin, and the board took decisive action. That is part of our goal of leading the fire service. And this is something and it's something that this board looks at all the time. It makes it very, very pleasing to be the CEO of an organization that cares, and an organization that does things for the betterment of people around this country and around the world. So what next? I think the only thing ahead of us is opportunity. There's tons of opportunities that arise, and strategically, we will look at how we do that. The board of directors will make those tough decisions of how do we slice the pie and what opportunities we pursue. And I bet at the end of the day, the opportunities we pursue are going to be the right direction because we have input from the nation's fire service, from our 12,000 members and led by our board of directors. The opportunity is there for us to take. I think as the video ended, I want to end the same way. Our goal is to give you what you need before you know you need it. And ultimately, if we do that, we all succeed. Thank you for coming to Dallas. Thank you for your support of the IFC. the IFC staff, and Fire Rescue International. Have a great conference and look forward to talking with many of you throughout the next couple of days.